This past election produced one of the state's best voter turnouts for a midterm. Yet the American Civil Liberties Union of Arizona claims that hundreds of thousands of ballots may have gone uncounted in November. The ACLU says it's because of a long-standing violation of the National Voting Registration Act, and now it's suing to get the issue fixed. As Nancy Montoya reports, the problem starts when Arizonans report a change of address with some state agencies.
When moving across the street or across the state, Arizona law requires you to update the address on your driver's license or state ID within 10 days of the move. You have several choices. You can go to the MVD office, an ADOT authorized third-party service, or do it with a few clicks online with Service Arizona. And when receiving state benefits like access or food stamps, if you move, you must also change your address with the Arizona Department of Economic Security. Now, what you may not know is that in 1993, Congress passed and President Bill Clinton signed the National Voter Registration Act, NVRA for short. It requires the Department of Transportation in each state and the departments like DES to automatically change your voter registration address at the same time you change the address on your driver's license or state ID.
Unfortunately, Arizona isn't currently doing that correctly.
Enter Darrell Hill and Robin Prudhomme Bauer. He's a lawyer with the Arizona ACLU, and she's the co-president of Arizona's League of Women Voters.
You want a system that is fair, that is just, and that is open to everyone.
It should be easy with National Voter Registration Act to have that done.
They say after years of trying to work with current Secretary of State Michelle Reagan and getting little traction, they joined forces with two Arizona civil rights groups, Promise Arizona and Mi Familia Vota. Together, they filed a lawsuit against the Secretary of State, the Arizona Department of Transportation, and the Arizona Department of Economic Security for violating the National Voter Registration Act.
So what happens when your address is not updated on your voter registration? What does that mean to the voter?
Well, it can have very serious consequences. If for instance, the county recorder doesn't have your current address, they may remove you from the voter rolls if they come to believe that you've left or that you've left a jurisdiction. So it has very dramatic effects on your ability to vote.
Judd Paulson knows that firsthand. In 2018, he moved to a new county within the state.
I actually am registered to vote here in Maricopa County. And when I went to the MVD to change my license over, and I registered with that. And when it came time to vote in the election, I looked up my registration and I was not registered in Maricopa County. So I had to use my registration that was already valid in Pinal County in order to be able to vote.
The National League of Women Voters fought for years to get the NVRA passed. It was meant for people like Judd Paulson who move within the state, and for those who use state benefits. The League saw it as the easiest way for a person to update their voter registration address.
First of all, the National Voter Registration Act was our legislation at the national level. We were instrumental in getting it passed. So once that happened, we want to make sure that it's being complied with across the country.
Now, here's the problem with how it's done in Arizona. Instead of the address being changed automatically, according to the League of Women Voters, the Arizona Department of Transportation and DES make a person go through a series of steps. And if it's not done exactly right, a voter may believe they changed their voter registration address, but like Paulson, their name could be purged from the voting rolls.
Do they want to make it hard so people are discouraged and don't vote? I don't really know.
While not definitive, voter advocates say an answer might be found by studying the latest U.S. Census report for Arizona. It shows that low-income people tend to move more often.
So we don't have exact numbers, but we know it impacts a wide number of low-income voters.
So is it in the dozens? Is it in the thousands, the hundreds of thousands? What's the gauge on that?
I would say hundreds of thousands. You know, every year, hundreds of thousands of Arizonans move. They apply for benefits. They move from county to county, and each time their information should be updated by the voter registration, by the Secretary of State and the voter registration services. That presently isn't happening.
And those people, adds Hill, tend to vote Democratic. Now, the League of Women Voters doesn't care what party is in office. The group just wants voting to be fair and the registration process uncomplicated.
The League of Women Voters believes that anybody who is eligible to vote should have the right to vote and to vote, have access to vote easily.
The plaintiffs say in the lawsuit that for the past 4 years, Arizona Secretary of State Michelle Reagan, a Republican, made promises that were not kept. Calls and emails by Arizona Public Media to Secretary Reagan's office went unanswered.
Could the state of Arizona, could the state legislature and the governor's office fix this problem?
Sure, yes, they can.
And the ACLU says if they're not willing, the lawsuit may force their hand.
The transition team for Secretary-elect Kathy Hobbs gave us this statement. Secretary-elect Hobbs is in the process of conferring with the Attorney General's office to determine the right course of action for voters and for the state. She's favored making it easier, not harder, for eligible Arizonans to vote.